Thank you for visiting GardenStateWeather.com, New Jersey, and the Northern Mid-Atlantic region's weather news portal. I'm forecaster Robert Smith, and this is the Monday night edition, November 29, 2010, of the video forecast discussion. Weather highlights for the upcoming week. A very strong cold front will be passing through the area on Wednesday and Wednesday afternoon, accompanied by some very heavy rain. A flood watch is beginning to be in effect now from very early in the morning on Wednesday right through Thursday morning. There's going to be some urban and street flooding as well as some highway flooding as well from the heavier rain showers associated with a very strong cold front passing through the area. Very windy conditions following the system and ahead of the system as well. A wind watch will be needed possibly beginning late Wednesday night and Thursday as the system moves through. Snow showers in the Lehigh Valley, the Poconos, and the Hudson Valley not out of the question behind the cold front, especially from late Wednesday night into early Thursday. We'll get into all of that and the details in just a moment. We started out this Monday morning just before dawn with very clear skies and very cold conditions. Temperatures were generally running anywhere from the low to the mid-20s in many of the areas, including the Pine Barren areas in New Jersey and central and southern New Jersey, and also in portions of Warren County where temperatures got back into the teens as forecasted last night. And temperatures this afternoon got up to around 45 to 50 degrees, which is just about average for this time of the year. Looking at the current surface analysis, we can see high pressure right over the New Jersey, New York City metropolitan area. There is some high cloudiness which is spilling in from the west and from the southwest, and it'll be a little bit broken overnight tonight, but we'll expect more cloud cover to increase rapidly during the day tomorrow and tomorrow night ahead of the warm front and ahead of the cold front. And winds have already begun to switch around to the east-southeast, bringing in an influx of moisture from off the ocean. And so temperatures tonight are dropping down already through the 40s and probably will bottom out into the mid and upper 30s across the region as the clouds begin to increase ahead of the warm front. And now this warm front is associated with low pressure moving through the Great Lakes area, expected to lift north through the area by late morning or early afternoon Tuesday, with mostly cloudy skies along with some showers or sprinkles on both sides of the warm front, basically just to the north and west of where we are. A warm front will pass through the area during Tuesday night, and it will be preceded and accompanied by some very heavy rain showers. But the biggest and the heaviest of the rain showers will be on Wednesday through Wednesday afternoon as a very strong cold front moves through the area. A very strong southwesterly and southeasterly onshore winds will be ahead of the system, and then the winds will turn to the west and northwest during Wednesday afternoon. Now, as the cold front passes, it's going to usher in some very chilly air across the region. But ahead of the warm front and along the warm front itself, winds could gust up to 40 miles per hour during the night on Tuesday. There could even be some thunder possible as well, given the strong winds aloft, and some severe weather with winds in excess of 58 miles an hour also possible if these winds translate down to the surface. Heavy downpours expected with these periods of rain on Wednesday morning and into early Wednesday afternoon, with a core of the heaviest rain in the Lehigh Valley and points to the north and west. There is that flood watch, which has therefore been in effect now from 1 o'clock on Wednesday morning through 1 a.m. on Thursday. A wind advisory may also be posted, but will be done at a time of the frontal passage gets closer. So Wednesday, my friends, is pretty much a washout. What a change this cold front is going to make, because there's going to be some snow showers wrapping around the back side of it. It could cross the Lehigh Valley and the Poconos region. Also portions of northwestern New Jersey. Be on the lookout for some snow showers on late Wednesday night or early Thursday morning as that cold air advection comes in. Temperatures on Thursday with decreasing cloudiness, but still the threat for a snow shower or so in the morning. Temperatures on Thursday are going to be in the mid to the upper 30s, so temperatures between 35 and 40 on Thursday. And that's for highest elevations, but everywhere else just about around 40 or in the low 40s, which is still below seasonal for this time of the year. Strong winds also will be a factor in the forecast, especially going in through Thursday and Thursday night, Wednesday and Wednesday night rather, and temperatures will still begin to plummet on Thursday with mostly sunny skies and temperatures ranging from the upper 30s into the lower 40s across the area. Going into the weekend, things look fair at the beginning as high pressure begins to build into the forecast region. However, the models are beginning to have a problem with the negative North Atlantic ice oscillation that is in effect across the Northeast Atlantic, and also what is going on with some of these upper air disturbances, short waves riding through the polar flow, the polar jet stream, and this is going to lead to a problem, and we'll talk about that in just a minute. I've taken a look at some of the model guidance, the European guidance, the global forecast guidance coming out from late this morning and this afternoon. A very active pattern setting up for the later part of the weekend into early next week, and it's very confusing because the models are having a hard time figuring out what to do with upper level impulses that are moving through the northern plains and cutoff lows that are developing in southeastern Canada from this big, large North Atlantic ice oscillation block that we've got going on in Greenland. What it means is that we're going to have a period where we find the weather is going to be quite disturbed, and we're not going to have a clear-cut decision whether how far south a shortwave trough develops. We're going to have a long wave trough in the northern Atlantic atmosphere throughout New England, the Great Lakes, and the northeastern United States through the weekend. But disturbances running through this flow from the polar jet stream are going to send impulses east and southeast, and one of them is going to come through late Saturday night or Sunday, and it could spawn a storm along the Atlantic coast, the mid-Atlantic coast on Sunday night and Monday. And some of the model guidance is a little bit further offshore. Some of it is not as strong or weaker with this. And we're just going to have to follow how close these models and ensembles get to this before we can make a difference between determining whether we're going to have a winter storm impact the area versus ice, rain, or snow for late Saturday night or Sunday or even possibly into Monday, or if we're going to have generally fair weather with a minute passage and just some colder air coming in behind the trough. So that's going to do it for this time around of GardenStateWeather.com video for Monday night, November 29, 2010. I'm forecaster Robert Smith. We'll be paying attention to the weather so that you can be aware of what's going on, and you check back with us on a regular basis. We'll have a new broadcast tomorrow morning.